We're going back to the future. This is the German Touring Car Masters 2000. A packed house, plenty of action. The German Touring Car Championship from 1986 to 1995. Thousands of fans saw it live. Millions more saw it on TV. It was the Formula One of touring car racing in Europe. It's been 5 years since these cars last took to the track. An average of 70,000 fans were at the track to watch these cars. Now, the fans have a place to go again. At the time, this was the best the fans could have. They could go in, they could talk to the drivers, they could touch their stars. It was the best scheduled racing on the calendar. This is what touring car racing is all about. In April, they were back. The German Touring Car Masters, Mercedes, Opel, and Audi, and 19 drivers. All of them with the team managers want to bring back the action, and they want to bring back the fans for the new German Touring Car Masters.
If you remember, we had a really successful DTM championship in the past, and we know that it's absolutely necessary to have it below the Formula One. And we need fascinating cars, we need spectacular cars, and we need that, what we now see here today, real racing cars, especially for our visitors. And that is the reason why we are here and why we're very happy to integrate the DTM for 2000.
DTM has a real great history, and I mean, even outside from Germany, everybody who's focused on motorsport knows the DTM very well. It's spectacular motorsport, it's a lot of fun for the spectators, and that's what will happen in Hockenheim again when we started the 28th of May.
96 we had a great championship in Germany. A lot of spectators was very happy about this series, and now we back again in 2000, and we hope we had a big show.
And the big show will start here at the Hockenheim Motordrome in Hockenheim, Germany. 19 cars ready to start the event. 8 Opels, 8 Mercedes, and 3 Audis. Drivers from 8 nations are competing as we go out on the warm-up lap. On the pole position is a former champion, Bernd Schneider from Germany. Next to him is Manuel Reuter. Schneider switched places for a better start position on the front row. Reuter qualifying at 95.33, and then it was Schneider ahead of him at 95.67, but the surprise is Timo Schneider, who also matched Reuter's time with 6 minutes remaining in qualifying. He is a rookie in the series. He's only 21 years old. He qualified third for the race today. There are going to be 2 races as a part of every German Touring Car Masters weekend. Both of them here at Hockenheim, 38 laps scheduled. They have to cover about 100 kilometers or 62 miles. A remnant of the past, the smoke bombs from the different colors of the cars. 56,000 fans for the first event in this new series after a 5-year break from touring car racing. They'll come around the corner, all 19 cars, and take the flag. One of the very few series in Germany that takes a rolling start. And the fans are ready. The blue and white of Mercedes, the yellow, those are the flags for the Opel fans. They're here by the thousands. Some of the best fans you'll ever find for motorsports. On the left is Schneider, on the right, Reuter. And we're underway. And let's see who gets the jump. It looks like Reuter in that white and yellow Opel gets out in front. Schneider is running right behind him. There's a short chute here now, and they go into another right-hander. This is the short course, remind you. This is not the long course where the Grand Prix is. They cut around through, and Reuter has gone off the course. Manuel Reuter, who is leading, has gone off the course. And Bernd Schneider has taken the lead, and Timo Schneider, the 21-year-old rookie, is running in second place, and another rookie is running third. Marcel Fessler from Switzerland is running third. So you have a veteran and 2 rookies in the top 3. Fessler is only 24 years old. The field sorting itself out now as we're coming back into the stadium area, the most popular place you can see, and this one puts it right in your living room. Heading down now in a short chute and a dip, a small sink, a right-hander, and then the long half-mile straightaway, which takes them in front of the pits. There you see it. Reuter made a mistake, went off. He's lucky that he didn't damage his spoiler, and also that he was able to get back onto the track cleanly without being bumped by anyone. And Schneider's got a little breathing room already. Bernd Schneider, your leader. Timo Schneider is running second. Marcel Fessler is running third. Running fourth, Michel Bartels, Uwe Alsen, and then comes Jochen Winkelhock. So a good mix of the Mercedes and Opels. The yellow Audis in the back of the pack, well, they're probably using this as much for training as anything. The cars weren't really ready, and Christian Abt spins out. Christian Abt in one of the Audis has spun out. 2 of those Audis were being finished up as the cars were loaded on the trucks to come down to Hockenheim. And now Christian has got a problem. It looked like part of the problem was Klaus Ludwig right there in the Mercedes. And there wasn't enough room left. And Christian Abt spins. His teammates get around him. Looked like Abt touched Ludwig, and then Abt was the one that spun and not Klaus. So the battle continues back for second and third position. Here we're in the opening moments of the first race of the season in the German Touring Car Masters. There you see Schneider, then Scheider, as they head into the front section of the course. This is where the fans are. Listen to them. These are some of the most faithful fans you're ever going to want to see. Uwe Alsen back in 5th place. Then comes Jochen Winkelhock, a former touring car champion, right behind him in 6th place. But right now, here's that battle for second and third between two rookies. What's interesting is that the Mercedes really got a jump on the field. All the Mercedes teams had their cars earlier than the Opel teams did. But it looks like Opel has done a great job of catching up and used their test time perfectly. And when you see that it's Timo Scheider who is running in 2nd place, a rookie, the car is running well for Opel. So it's Mercedes 1st and 3rd, Opel 2nd and 4th. But all eyes are on two rookies. Much was said during the week about the generation change in German touring car racing. There are a number of veterans in this field, including Klaus Ludwig. Ludwig is 50 years old, but Ludwig is still competitive. He has the desire to win. He had retired for 1 year, came back so he could compete. But no one expected that the veterans would have this much trouble with some of these rookies. These fellas are pushing it right to the floor. Scheider, 21 years old, comes from Baubach, Germany, ran karts early, then he went to Formula Renault, and the last couple of years he was in German Formula 3. Eric Ellery is off. Eric Ellery and his Opel off the course. Ellery, who made a name for himself in the super touring cars for the past couple of years in Germany, off the course. Ellery, one of the two Frenchmen in the field, Laurent Aiello, in an Audi is the other. You're riding with Klaus Ludwig. Right ahead of him is Pedro Lamy. But you get a good look at the course from the driver's view. Back up to the second and third place battle. Scheider and Fessler. And again, right in your living room. And here's what happened to Eric Ellery. It looks like he lost it, basically. Went off into the gravel and couldn't get out again. Tough break for the Frenchman. 33 years old. Last couple of years in super touring cars. Now he's going to have to wait for the second race of the day. Michel Bartels now is starting to pull up behind Fessler, and Fessler really got wild there. Behind in that yellow Opel is Uwe Alsen. Alsen, one of the very few drivers in the field who didn't start in Formula racing. He started out in Porsche Manufacturer Cups and worked his way into touring cars. Never really got into Formula racing whatsoever. And he now is pushing Michel Bartels. Bartels is the teammate for Manuel Reuter. But Alsen is right up on him, and as you saw in that last shot, it is starting to rain here. It was raining off and on all weekend. And the sprinkles have started to come down. This will make things interesting, and the question is, will it play into the hands of the veterans? The older drivers have gotten used to this kind of driving, can handle it in different weather conditions. The younger drivers, having never driven cars like this or as powerful as this, be interesting to see how they handle it if they have to drive in the rain. The crews are getting ready in case they have to change tires to rain tires. Right now, though, nothing seems to be on the minds of the drivers except staying out in front. You have a tough pack there. There's Manuel Reuter, who dropped all the way back to 10th position and now has worked his way back up into the top 7, and he wants to get by Dumbreck, and it looks like he does it. Manuel Reuter continues to push his car forward. There you see the AMG team, second from the right, Norbert Haug, the man in charge of motorsports for Mercedes. He's been through these battles before on the various touring car circuits in Germany and Europe. Continue to see the white cars. You might notice that it's very difficult to tell as Pedro Lamy is spun. Pedro Lamy spins. It looked like he may have had a little help from Marcel Thiemann. It's very difficult to tell those white Mercedes apart. There are two of them that are Rosberg AMG Mercedes, and the only way you can tell them apart is that Lamy's car, besides the fact that it has something hanging off right now, also has two yellow dots on the back wing, and that's the only way you can tell those two cars apart. It's a little hard. But right now, it's not hard at all. You can tell he's got that part hanging off. There's Klaus Ludwig in the back of that 4-pack. He's in the black Mercedes. You can tell it's his Mercedes because he has red rear view mirrors. There you see Thiemann and Pedro Lamy. Pedro Lamy, a former Formula One driver, getting into touring cars. Not sure if Thiemann lost control when he came around the corner or whether Lamy went into him. But Lamy kept under control, got it back out there. And they've got the parts cleared off the track, and we can keep racing. There's your leader, Bernd Schneider, a touring car veteran in Germany. He's won touring car championships. He's won GT championships. He is a Mercedes driver for a number of years. There's Alsen. Then comes Reuter. What a great drive he has had. After spinning out in the lead on the very first lap, dropping back all the way to 10th place, he's up to 5th. Excuse me, up to 6th. Let's see if he can make 5th place. But the battle is back in the pack. Bernd Schneider couldn't have it any better than what he's got now. He got a good jump, was able to build it a little bit, and now the rest of the pack is battling just for position, and nobody's free enough to go out and go after him. Although Manuel Reuter's car seems to be capable of chasing him down if he can get past the rest of the pack. But he's got a long way to go yet. And one of the Audis has come in. Christian Opp's Audi has come in. He was the one that spun. They're going to have to see what they can do to get the car back out on the track. As we mentioned, these cars were finished late. They had been tested in England. And then finally they got them together and bring them out. So actually Hockenheim becomes a test run for them as much as a race. Back with Klaus Ludwig inside his Mercedes. Great look at the course here at Hockenheim. And there you see Klaus Ludwig from outside. He is a 3-time German touring car champion. He has also won Le Mans. He has won FIA championships. He's won just about everything that you can imagine. And he's also one of those drivers the fans either like or they don't like because he does win so much. Right there's your battle still for 2nd and 3rd. Timo Scheider, 21 years old from Germany. And behind him, Marcel Fessler, 24 years old from Switzerland. They've been raging a battle here ever since the opening moments. They're starting now to come up on some of the slower cars. This is bumper-to-bumper racing for 2nd and 3rd between two rookies in the series. Listen to the fans. They really appreciate it. Into the famous Sachs corner where plenty of passing goes on. Now the short segment that connects to the front. This is the Bartels pit crew watching what they're doing. He's running very well right now. He's up in the top 5. So they can be quite happy. And here comes the pass. Is Fessler going to be able to get by? Scheider is on the right. Fessler on the inside. He cuts him off. He held him off. The two rookies putting on a show. Opel against Mercedes. Here in the first German Touring Car Masters event of the 2000 season. 56,000 fans. A great start for the new series. And we have another car spinning. That's Michel Bartels. Bartels, who had been up and forth, is spun out. Question is, how did it happen? There you see the identical car. Third one coming through. The identical car to Ben Schneider is driven by Thomas Jaeger. There is Michel Bartels, who so unceremoniously has been dropped back in the pack a little bit. Bartels will now have to fight his way all the way back to the front. Bartels, you could say, is a man looking for a championship. He has always been very competitive. He has driven a number of cars. He's driven touring cars specifically since about 1994, but a championship has eluded him. He's always been competitive, always up there in the points, just has never come home with a win. Scheider now is back into third place, being challenged by Manuel Reuter with just a couple of laps to go here in the first race. Coming into a left-right-hand combination, Scheider and Reuter goes inside in a surprise move, not the place you normally would pass here, which I'm sure surprised the rookie. And Manuel Reuter now has moved up into third place. So it right now is Mercedes, Opel, and Opel in the first of the two events of the German Touring Car Masters here on the short course at the Hockenheim Motordrome in Hockenheim, Germany. Manuel Reuter driving for the Phoenix team in his second year. That's Volker Stritzek. He's ahead of Opel Racing. He's a former champion in the German touring car scene back in 1984, I believe it was. He was the champ. Now he's ahead of it all for Opel. And this is the man that's ahead of the field, Bernd Schneider. He has dominated ever since the opening moments of the race when Manuel Reuter went off after taking the early lead. And since then, Schneider has slowly built up a lead. He's almost out there by about 20 seconds. He's just got to bring it home. There's Manuel Reuter. He is now running third. Behind him is Timo Scheider. Seems to be slowing down just a little bit. This course is murder on tires. You really have to conserve them, so if you want to push at the end, you can. You push in the front, you conserve if you can, and then you push at the end. And right now, Bernd Schneider, the man in control here at Hockenheim. He won the International Touring Car Championship. And now he's won the first event of the German Touring Car Masters. And the Mercedes fans can celebrate. The rest of the finishers now will be coming in. Fessler is going to finish second. Reuter will finish third. Timo Scheider, there's Reuter, there's Scheider, will finish fourth. And another newcomer, Peter Dumbrek from Scotland, is going to finish fifth. And his teammate, Marcel Tiemann, is going to finish sixth. So it's been a good mix here of the veterans and the newcomers, although the newcomers seem to have made quite an impression. But it's the veteran, Bernd Schneider, who has taken home the checkered flag in the first race of the season. Bernd Schneider, a very popular driver with Mercedes fans. He was ITC champion in 1995. He won the Fiat GT championship in 1997. Now let's see if he can do it again. Second race of the day. They start according to the way they finished in the first race. 17 cars have made the start. Uwe Alsen's Audi is not among the field. There you have it. Take a look at the field as they go out. Fessler and Schneider will lead the pack here on the short course. 1.5 miles long, 38 laps. There was a little rain in the first race. It's been overcast and rainy all weekend. There's your second row, Reuter and Scheider. They had tied for the fastest time in qualifying for the first race, and now they're running side by side here in the second race. Dumbreck from Scotland and Marcel Timon, both of them in Mercedes. Thomas Jaeger, another newcomer, along with Michel Bartels in the Opel. And here is Aiello, Laurent Aiello, the Super Touring Car champion from a couple of years ago. This is an unusual moment for him. He's used to running up front. He also won the British Championship last year. And now he's in a car that's going to take a season to develop. That's a hard change for a very competitive driver like him. Rolling around. You can see the smoke bombs going off again. There's your second row. Your leaders behind the pace car. A packed house here at Hockenheim. Race 2 in the German Touring Car Masters on the short course at the Hockenheim Motordrome. Let's see who gets the jump. It's the rookie against the veteran. Scheider, the rookie, on the right. Bernd Schneider, the veteran, on the left. Schneider looks like he got a good jump. But everyone else is coming up, including Reuter on the outside. It's 3 ways into the first corner. They sort it out. Reuter gets through, but Scheider does not. Something happened, and Scheider has spun, and the Jaeger Mercedes has lost the hood. That's going to be dangerous. They've got to get that off the track. They were lucky it didn't hit somebody when it went off. Take a look at that Mercedes without the hood of Thomas Jaeger. That's an identical car, except for the hood, of course, of your leader, Bernd Schneider. And the rest of the pack sorting itself out here at Hockenheim. Back and see what happened here in just a moment. Look at that. Schneider already gets a little bit of lead. Fessler is running second. Reuter is running third. Looks like Bartels is running fourth. And there's the piece of hood on the track from the Thomas Jaeger car. Let's take a look at what happened. First of all, what happened to Scheider? There he goes. It looks like he got bumped from behind, and he spun out. Now, right in the middle of the pack, a hood is going to come flying up. Ah, there it is. It looks like Jaeger probably bumped into Winkelhock. Yep, there it was, right there. You saw the bump with that orange car right in front of Scheider spun in front of them, and now the hood will go flying off. You can see it loosening up, and it's gone. So Jaeger will come in. They'll put a new hood on the car and get him back out. That'll put him way behind. In this race, it's awfully hard to catch up from that far back. Two of the Audis still. Look at that. Scheider is all the way back in last place. So he had finished so well in the first race, and now he has dropped all the way back. Timo Scheider had finished fourth in the first one, and now he has a long haul to go for a rookie. Into the Sachs corner, back in front of the fans once again. And the work to put again the front spoiler and the new front hood and spoiler together onto the Thomas Jaeger car. You're riding with Bernd Schneider inside his AMG Mercedes. They're your top 6. And Marcel Timon has moved into the 6th place. His teammate Dumbreck right ahead of him. Pedro Lamy got off to a good start. He's in 7th. Klaus Ludwig is 8th. It's an unusual year for Ludwig. They just can't get the car sorted out the way he wants it. He's not been up front as you might expect him to be. Modena is in 10th place. Stefano getting a late Opel, getting it together though for the Euro team. Gabriele Sarrazine is the owner of that team. He's been around touring car racing in Germany for quite a while, running Alfa Romeos. And now he's got an Opel. Once again, Klaus Ludwig working his way through the pack. And it's Pedro Lamy ahead of him. Ludwig's been racing for some 30 years. 3 Le Mans wins, 3 German touring car titles, 2 German sports car titles, and he gets by Lamy here going into the Anthill corner. The Anthill corner is the one that takes them off into the section connecting the 2 sections of race courses. Ludwig is always competitive, but right now they just haven't quite got the car sorted out the way he wants it. He's going to have to work his way through. Right behind him is Jochen Winkelhock in the Opel. Now, Winkelhock was well known in Europe for racing for BMW. And this year he switched to Opel. BMW not represented this year in the Touring Car Series. Winkelhock, one of the most popular drivers, and also right now dragging a part of the car. In England, they call him Smokin' Joe. In Germany, he's Jockel. No matter what, he's a tough competitor on the racetrack. And Ludwig has put his windshield wiper on. I wonder if something is happening here, if it's going to rain or not. Ludwig going inside of Pedro Lamy. Other drivers quickly putting on their windshield wipers. Christian Menzel goes by. And once again, Klaus Ludwig. One of the Pearson Mercedes ahead of him. But you get a good view of the course here at Hockenheim. A very tough course with two good places to pass. A couple of others that are not quite as easy. You saw in the first race, Manuel Reuter with a very nice move on a short right-hand corner. Not a normal place to pass, but he surprised the rookie to make it. And now more cars have got their windshield wipers on, and a bump. Marcel Tiemann let Michel Bartels know, hey, I'm here. Let's see what kind of Sunday drive we can do together here. But right now, the raindrops are coming down. We notice it on the camera lens. And the cars are starting to slide a little bit more. It is getting wet. The rain is getting harder. We had wet race conditions in the first event. It looks like we're definitely going to have them here. And the rain is coming down harder. The cars are going to have to come in shortly to get changed tires if this keeps up. They're running on slicks. Intermediates are not allowed this season. So they either have the slicks or the rain tires, and it's looked like they're going to have to come in to get the rain tires. This could change the whole complexion of the event. Mainly because a lot of these young drivers have not raced in such conditions. Although the way they've raced today, I wouldn't be surprised they handle it just perfectly. Look at that. Marcel Tiemann tried to get inside of Michel Bartels, but the grip just was not there. The grip is not there. It looks like we're going to have some pit stops coming up to change tires. There is no grip right now. And the pace car has come out. The pace car has come out. This will give the drivers a chance to line up and get in to change tires. And here they come. They start coming in now. Here comes Bernd Schneider. He goes right through the Fessler pits into his, and they're putting on the rain tires for your leader, Bernd Schneider. There comes Fessler in. Change his tires. You can expect the rest of the cars will be coming in to change tires. The rain continues to come down. It's a very heavy rain. The track is going to be very, very difficult to drive. Your 1-2 cars are out. Pedro Lamy has gone off the course. Pedro Lamy in his Mercedes is in the gravel. And there goes Timo Scheider, the rookie in his Mercedes, who raced so well in the first race, spun out and has been working his way back ever since. He's still on the course, but Pedro Lamy is not. And now it's even getting hard to see the cars. Christian Menzel coming through. There's Schneider, who was the leader. Here's what happened to Pedro Lamy in his Mercedes. Off he went. He just lost it. Rest of the cars now going in to change. And it looks like Marcel Tiemann is one of those who has not changed tires. He's gambling the rain is going to let up. But it's still coming down very, very hard. There is the Thomas Jaeger Mercedes. Eric Ellery is in his Opel to change. Just about everybody's coming in. These other cars are now coming in late. They had waited to see if the rain would let up or not and stay out on slicks, but it looks like it's going to keep right on raining for a while, so they have come in. Something's wrong with the Ellery car. They're having trouble with the lug nut. They're having troubles here, and whether they can get that fixed or not, that's going to cost Eric a lot of time. What a tough way to start the season for him. First race, you go off in the gravel, and the second one, you have troubles changing tires. There's Marcel Fessler. Look at the water. And Marcel Timon has not come in his Mercedes to change tires. He's still got slicks on. And they still have not got Ellery's car fixed and ready to go out. And he stalled it. They're going to have to pull Pedro Lami's car out of the gravel. So we're waiting now for the pace car to pull off. Marcel Timon is your leader. Klaus Ludwig is right behind him. And Ludwig has got a stop-and-go penalty. It's reported that when he went in to change tires, he came out and went through the red light at the end of the pit lane instead of waiting for it to turn green, and he's going to have to go in for a stop-and-go. That'll cost him plenty of positions. He will drop back to the back of the pack for sure on this one. So Klaus Ludwig, who has not been all happy with the fact his car is not handling the way he wants to. Look at Timon, the leader. He's on slicks in the wet, hoping it would get dry, and now he's in trouble. It better dry quick, or he's going off quick, or he's going to be passed quick. He had gambled, and it looks like he's lost the gamble here. Bernd Schneider is running third. Fessler is running fourth at this time behind the safety car. So if Ludwig goes in, they'll move up into second and third place. Ludwig is going to have to take his stop and go. The pace car coming around. The entrance to the pit lane is right about there, is in the dip. Pace car is going to go off. Ludwig is right behind him and passes the pace car on pit lane to get in for his stop and go. He'll come speeding up to a point, and I'll watch him brake. They have to get down to about 35 miles an hour from this point on to take care of pit lane speeds. There's a radar gun waiting for them at the other end to check them out. The Klaus Ludwig will come into his pits, come to a stop, and then start again. And by the time he gets out, everybody will be by him. So the season is starting off as a difficult one for the veteran in the field, 50-year-old Klaus Ludwig. He had retired last year and then decided, well, touring cars are coming back, so am I. And he did. And look at Marcel Timon. They're back in racing, and Timon, running on slicks, doesn't stand a chance. Everybody is going by him. All he can do is hope that it dries up quick enough that he can come back from the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Bernd Schneider is taking the lead. Fessler is running in second place. We'll pick up who is running in third. It's one of the Pearson Mercedes. But we'll find out here in a minute who it is. Marcel Timon is dropping back, so Dunbrick must be the driver running third right now in the Mercedes. There is Scheider. He has moved up a bit. It is Dumbrek. Fessler gets a little loose in the puddles. Really loose on the corner. It's the first time you've been in a touring car with this much power, and then you have to do it in the rain. Certain amount of a thrill there. Bernd Schneider, your leader. Then comes Fessler. Behind him, Dumbrek, and here comes Manuel Reuter. Reuter is running fourth right now behind Dumbrek. Reuter, a veteran of Le Mans and all types of other touring car and hardtop racing, is running the wet more than most drivers. The question is going to be, can he get by Peter Dumbrek? Reuter, one of Opel's hopes this season, needs to get back up to stay in the points chase with Schneider. 20 points go to the winner, 15 for second place. Dumbrek, 26 years old. He comes from Scotland. He was in kart racing, Formula 3 in Britain in 97, 98. He was the Formula 3 champion in Japan. He ran Le Mans in 1999 and for Mercedes, and he also was in Japanese Formula 3000 last year. It's his first outing in a touring car. But that doesn't say much anymore when you consider the Fessler running second with the wobbly car as it is. It's also in his first year. He's running second here. Manuel Reuter would like nothing more than to move up and take on Peter Dumbrick. But the conditions are not ideal for it. With all that spray coming up from behind the cars, it's difficult to see. And Bernd Schneider now, as you can see going out of the screen, has picked up a good lead here. Here comes Reuter, but Manuel's not going to be able to make the inside move on Dumbrick. The battle here for second, third, and fourth place in the German Touring Car Masters. First race weekend, second race of the weekend here at Hockenheim, Germany. The short course, 1.6 miles long. Tough on the brakes, and now it's tough on everybody with the rain. There is a time limit for these events, up to 40 minutes. They run the distance for 40 minutes, and this one has been slowed down enough, it's going to be a little tight. Bernd Schneider, your leader, and you can see he's got a good lead on Fessler. Schneider won by some 20 seconds in the first race, and that was in the dry. There was a little bit of rain, but not much, not like this one. And everyone's getting squirrely coming out of that corner. Through the anthill corner, then they go into that right-left combination, a short straightaway, and then there is a left-right combination, which you have to take perfectly to set up for a bending right-hander that takes you back into the stadium area. There's the right-hander. Now it starts to bend out onto the main course again, and you're heading into the stadium. And it looks like Fessler's got a little bit of breathing room now on Dumbrick. And Reuter has not pulled up behind him yet to make a challenge. But you can see how wet the course still is. It rained very, very hard. All except Marcel Tiemann are on wet tires. And Tiemann is way back now. All he can do is hope that they can make some time up here if it dries out. But the battle before the 56,000 fans here at Hockenheim is for second, third, and fourth. Two rookies and a veteran of touring car racing running for these positions. Bernd Schneider way out in front, absolutely no problems here in this second race. He came in, changed tires with no problem. Fessler came out right behind him, but look at the difference here. Unbelievable how Schneider has had this race to himself. And Dumbrick went off the course. Peter Dumbrick has gone off the course. Have to wait to see what happened there, but he's dropped now behind Manuel Reuter. Looks like Winkelhock is right behind him. He was running in third. Here he comes. Reuter gets inside. Well, that's one of those you talk about. Manuel probably gave him a little bit of a tap there. Those are the hard ones to judge, and if you're really good at it, it's hard to tell who did what, but it looks like Manuel may have given him a tap, and Dumbrick went off, and Manuel Reuter has taken over third place. The experts will talk about that move a little bit later on. As we move into the final phases of the event, you can see that Schneider has a big lead over another Mercedes of Fessler. Michael Bartels now is running third. Michael Bartels is running third, and there has been a penalty assessed against Manuel Reuter, which has dropped him way back. And it had to do with that little bumping incident. There's Jochen Winkelhock. Can't miss that car. He and the other Opel in orange. It's just a different shade of orange to separate the two cars. The other one driven by Eric Ellery. There's your leader, though, Bernd Schneider. What a great weekend it has been for him. The German who lives in Monte Carlo picked up basically where he left off a couple of years ago. He didn't win the ITC championship, but he won the last German touring car championship. And he's always been extremely competitive, always out in front, very consistent. And you give him a little bit of lead on his last lap, and you aren't going to catch him. He's going to be as smooth and push just as hard as he needs to bring the car home. And that's exactly what he's done here on the short course at Hockenheim in the first race weekend of the German Touring Car Masters. What a great performance by Schneider. Incidentally, these cars are only allowed to have one motor. If they lose a motor during the season sometime, in the next race they have to drop back to the end of the pack for the next race, no matter how they qualify. They're trying to keep the costs down. So they got to be real careful with their motors, or it's going to cost them a start. In fact, it gets even worse. If they happen to lose two motors, they drop back for 2 consecutive races to the end of the pack. But we're not there yet. Right now, we're here to celebrate Bernd Schneider and his Mercedes. A double winner here at Hockenheim on the short course in the opening weekend of the new German Touring Car Masters. Your winner, Bernd Schneider in Mercedes. Schneider winning before a packed house, 56,000 fans. Then the touring car rookie, Marcel Faisler from Switzerland, comes in, getting great applause from his crew. Norbert Haug behind there, and there is Michel Bartels finishing third. He's on the podium. Then Jaeger, and then comes Scheider. Can you believe that? He came in fourth. He dropped all the way back to the end of the pack in this race and fought his way back up to fourth. A 21-year-old rookie has had a great weekend here at Hockenheim. But then the veteran did too. Bernd Schneider, a double winner in the German Touring Car Masters. The Mercedes fans have a reason to celebrate. Drivers and cars coming back to the pits. Schneider will be totally circled by fans and by the teammates. And there is Fassler coming in, a happy group, and there is Michel Bartels. A great performance for him and for Opel. So Opel has proven that they definitely are competitive here in the German Touring Car Masters. Behind him in that blue Mercedes, Scheider, boy, has he had a great weekend. And the Mercedes fans and crew, a happy bunch. Time to celebrate. Bernd Schneider holds up the trophy. A double winner here at Hockenheim on the short course. Trophy time, wreath time, and then of course there's one more thing that has to be done, and that's to get the champagne out, and I'm sure we're going to be getting to that in just a few moments. The next stop on the tour will be Oschersleben. Promises to be some great racing there on a relatively new course here in Germany. There you have the point standings after the races here in Hockenheim. A race weekend that certainly did belong to Bernd Schneider, and certainly was different in the fact that they had pit stops, something that was brand new for them. I'm really not used to having pit stops, but my crew had practiced them yesterday, so we might happen today, and it really worked well. I have to give them a great compliment. The timing was perfect for the stop, and he feels that the car was better in the rain than it was in dry. He ran away with the race. What about what was going on behind him? It was going to be difficult in that second race. Marcel Faisler was able to keep up with me, but then everything went my way. I'm very, very happy. And everybody seems to be happy as the German Touring Car Masters puts its first race weekend in the record books here at Hockenheim.